What exactly would Duke quarterback Darin Mensah have to do to warrant the $8 million he is scheduled to be paid in name, image, and likeness money over the next 2 years, and why I think he's probably not going to be able to do it? Let's talk about that. What's up, kinfolk? Welcome to Adapt and Respond with me, RJ Young. If you're new to Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football, we talk sports, we talk whatever is clever, and most of the time that really is college football here because I'm national college football analyst at Fox Sports, and I spend a lot of my time talking about college football. It's actually kind of rare to hear me talking about much else, even though I get a squirrely one every while and again when I want to talk about F1 and what the hell is going on with this Spanish Grand Prix and qualifying. How are you going to let Lance Stroll actually go out there with a broken wrist knowing that he can't drive the car the next day and you're going to be down a car? Just put Felipe Drogovic in that car, and we know it was fast because Alonso put it into Q3. In addition to, Lewis said the quiet part out loud, which was, hey, what we need with a new wing out here, dog. He didn't change nothing. Talk about it if it becomes a thing. It's Spanish Grand Prix. I really love that race. It is one of the benchmark races on the calendar for me. I also am fast around it on Gran Turismo and F125, so I don't mind watching that race either. Also, so fast on those new tires. Is Duke going to be anything like Aston Martin in 2025? Or is Duke going to look more like Williams in 2025? For those of y'all that do not get those particular references, start with this. Duke was better than Duke had been with Manny Diaz as its head coach. Okay? And before that, it was better with Mike Elko. But it wasn't so much better than David Cutcliffe. Duke has more or less hovered in the ACC between dead-ass last bad, middle of the pack to, hey, look at who just missed out on playing in the ACC championship game. And the signing of a quarterback to a $8 million contract in January would lead you to believe that Duke is looking to take the leap in the ACC in 2025. Now, if I had told you that quarterback was Carson Beck, that would have perked your ears up, and you would have said, maybe that's going to work for them. Maybe signing a guy that went 24-3 at Georgia, who's been a part of a national championship team, who's played in SEC championship games, who has been featured in college football playoff and has beaten big name teams, can help you if you're Duke and just trying to get to the ACC championship game and maybe win the damn thing. If I had told you that player was John Mateer, who had thrown for over 3,000 yards last year, and when you adjust for sack yards, it rushed for over 1,000 yards last year, had 44 touchdowns. You would tell me, yeah, that's pretty good money. He's actually going to make less than Darin Mensah at Duke. Or if I had told you, for instance, Thomas Castellano, coming from BC, wants to go to Duke. I keep throwing names at you. The reason I could do this is because Darin Mensah has played 1 year of football at Tulane, in a year where Tulane was really, really freaking good, by the way. But he had 2,700 pass yards. He had 22 TDs. He had 6 picks. 65.6% completion percentage. That's pretty decent. That's not $8 million over 2 years. That's not $8 million over 3 years. You know how I know that? Because that's what Nico Iamaleava was getting paid to play at Tennessee. $8 million over 3 years. And even that dude was the quarterback on a team that made the college football playoff for the first time, even if they didn't make the SEC championship game. That matters. And the reason that we're talking about Nico Iamaleava in April because he decides to hold out for more money is because Darin Mensah got the book. He got the booty. He got the bag. His NIL agent was doing all the work that was necessary because they were the first to trade on the fear that is coming with revenue sharing, right? This thought is, when we put revenue sharing into play, the amount of money that you are basically going to be able to spend on players is going to go down. So you want to spend as much as you can to keep guys you think are going to help you, not just this year, but next year. So the 2-year part of this is the biggest part of this for Darin Mensah and Duke, knowing you don't have to go into the portal. I think Malik Murphy entering the portal and then coming out at Oregon State really did set them back. They were not expecting such a thing. As Malik Murphy transferred in from Texas, and I thought Malik Murphy was a great talent at Texas. Gets to Duke, doesn't play that well, doesn't play that poorly, but I thought he would have been good enough to come back and perhaps compete with Henry Bell to make this thing happen. I'm not really interested in trying to make the $8 million you spend it on Tulane quarterback Darin Mensah at work at Duke. If you can get the money, go get the money. You are worth what anybody's willing to pay you, okay? That's not what this is. This is now Duke is going to get measured at the quarterback position the way that we measure Clemson and Cade Klubnik, who made the playoff, who won the ACC championship game. Is that dude worth $4 million a year? Damn straight he is. Think about what Clemson was able to accomplish with him at quarterback. Then let's think about, what are we going to pay Gio Lopez at UNC if he does well, if UNC pops up? What is quarterback worth at Georgia Tech on a Georgia Tech football team that's pretty damn good last year? I mean, you're talking about taking Georgia into 8 OTs here. That's not nothing. And down the line, I can go a long time before I find someone on par with Darin Mensah who I believe could make the same amount of money, and most of that is they haven't played a game yet. Like the money that you're seeing get paid to a guy like Darin Mensah, I would expect to be paid over 3 years to a guy like Bryce Underwood or Julian Lewis. Dudes that haven't played a down of college football, but their high school tape and their rankings and their name, image, and likeness, because of those things, are worth that much money in the market. I think Duke really upset the market and really set it back, because now you're looking at Carson Beck, and if you're Miami, you're going, damn, we were going to be able to pay him 3. Maybe he wants 4. Even in a state that's income tax free. Same thing in Tennessee is true, by the way, which is why it's still bonkers to me that Nico Iamaleava wanted to try to hold Tennessee hostage here. That's the thing, right? We keep coming back to this because when that dude signed that deal and we learned about it, everybody looked up and said, why am I not getting paid more? As opposed to, hey, good for him. I like my deal. I like where I'm at. There is no reason for me to be upset about this. A lot of guys didn't feel that way, right? I'm thinking about a guy like Miller Moss. Is he worth that to Louisville? I would think so, given what he's shown he's capable of at USC. Now, it didn't go that well for him last year, but Miller Moss being as good as a second-round pick like they had last year in Tyler Shuck, yeah, that's worth $4 million a year to you, right? It's worth what Dylan Gabriel is going to get paid by the Cleveland Browns, what Jalen Milroe is going to get paid by the Seattle Seahawks. But if Darin Mensah does not measure up to that sort of talent, and I'm talking about day one, you're going to look around and you're going to look kind of foolish if you're the Blue Devils. If you got the money, spend it, honey. Like that, fine. But when I think about Darin Mensah now, I'm not thinking about him as a quarterback in the American and testing him against foes in the American. I'm thinking about him at the top of the ACC. Are you as good as Cade Klubnik? Are you as good as Carson Beck is supposed to be, right? Are you as good as, you can even take it as far as, are you as good as anybody would want the quarterback for SMU right now? Are you Kevin Jennings, right? Are you Tyler Van Dyke? Hell, are you Keelan Russell, who was one time committed to SMU and now might be the first guy up to play quarterback at Alabama if Ty Simpson goes down? That's the company you're keeping. That's what you have invited into your living room. The bear of, potential, and are you going to reach it? Because this is the money you're getting paid, and this is the rate of return on investment that the public is going to expect, no matter what Duke expects. So you tell me, do you think Darin Mensah is as good as Carson Beck, as John Mateer, as Cade Klubnik? I would love to know.